Hey, let me give a little bit of help on this one because I think this one's tricky a little bit. No, not that. That. You know what you could do is break that chocolate right here. I would do that. So they're all four equal sizes now. I just broke the chocolate in half. I think you're going to get confused if you don't do it like that. You know what I mean? Because the chocolate was twice as big. Right? So, okay, so now, remember how we do these things where somebody says they like this better than that and better than the other thing or whatever? So Carly, talking about Carly, how does Carly feel? What does Carly say? Carly values strawberry and banana equally, but likes chocolate twice as much. Chocolate twice as much. So strawberry and banana equal, X and X equal. Chocolate twice as much. 2X, 2X. Make sense? Twice as much. But it's 2X for each of them. Because if you like the flavor twice as much and there's twice as much of it, you like it 4 times as much overall, huh? You value it 4 times as much. That makes sense why it's 4X altogether in the chocolate category? Because she likes the flavor twice as much and there's twice as much chocolate. So overall, we should end up with 4X in the chocolate category, right? She values it 4 times as much. Twice because she likes the flavor, and twice because there's twice as much. So the easiest thing to do is break them all to the same size. That's what I'm saying. That way the thinking is simpler. You just go X and X, they're equal. 2X and 2X because chocolate's double. Right? And if they're just all the same size, then there you go. Does that make sense? Let's start on that. Take it from there. That's all my hint. Take it from there. Give you another little bit of time. All right, so got the XX, 2X, 2X. So make them the same size. They give you different sizes, just make them the same size. Then chocolate is double, so 2X, 2X. Right? Okay, now, what do you do with that? Well, you go 2X plus 2X plus X plus X. They all add up to be $18, huh? Because 18 is the total value of the whole cake. So if you add all that up, that's 1 and 1. What's it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6X? 1, 2, 4, yeah, 6X. 6X is 18. Solve for X, divide by 6. X is 3. So that means X is 3, so now you plug that in everywhere you've got X. So let's take that 3 and you put it in there and there and there and there. So that means 2 times 3. This is $6 section, $6 section, $3 section, $3 section. Make sense? So that's the whole 18, isn't it? 6 and 6 is 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. That explains how Carly sees the whole cake. It's worth $18. The 2 chocolate parts are 6 and 6. The strawberry and vanilla, or strawberry and banana, are 3 and 3. Is that good? Now, what's their question? The strawberry quarter. So it's $3. See? What if they'd asked the chocolate half? How much is the chocolate half worth to Carly? $12, right? Chocolate half, $12. They didn't ask that, but they could ask all kinds of questions, and we can answer them now.
How would you do number 2?
Dale's eyes. Yes, you'd have to do Dale. How does Dale feel? We'd have to draw a new. Yeah, so for each person, good question. For each person, you got to do a separate cake. So this will be strawberry. This is banana. This is again, chocolate. I'd break it into 2 because you want it same size. That makes it easier to compare. Right, what does Dale think? He likes chocolate 3 times as much as strawberry. Strawberry twice as much as banana. Okay. You should start with the lowest one. because that's X, right? The bottom one is X, and everybody else is double, triple, whatever from there. So what's the lowest one? Which flavor is his least favorite? Dale. This will be the Dale cake over here. And this one was the Carly cake. So which flavor does Dale like least? Banana, right? So that's your X, right? And then just build up from there. Strawberry, twice banana. So 2X for strawberry. Good so far. And chocolate, 3 times, right here. Chocolate, 3 times strawberry. What's strawberry right now? 2X. What's 3 times that? 6X for each of the chocolates. He just loves chocolate. See that? See how I came up with that? So start with the lowest, banana, call that X. Strawberry's double, 2X, and then chocolate is triple that. And they mean chocolate for the same size, right? If I say, hey, I like chocolate, just think real life. You know, math, if it isn't connecting to real, then let's quit, right? If I say I like chocolate twice as much as strawberry, I don't mean any amount of chocolate, any amount of strawberry, right? You know what I mean. I mean, if 2 cupcakes, same exact size, I'd prefer the chocolate, right? But yeah, I don't mean like 100 strawberry cupcakes. I would prefer those over 1 chocolate probably. For the rest of my life, I could have 1 chocolate or 100 strawberry. I take the right. So you understand when we're saying I like double, triple, whatever, then we mean same size with same size, don't we? We're understood. It's understood we mean that. That's why you got to make the chocolates the same sizes as the strawberries and vanillas you're comparing to. See why I'm breaking that chocolate to be same size? So when it says chocolate is triple, they mean same size chocolate compared to same size, whatever this is, strawberry, is triple. And so both of these are triple the 2X. Both these are 6X. So overall, the chocolate's going to be 12X, isn't it? The whole half. And then you just solve for X. Do the same thing. You just add up 6X, 6X, 2X, X, all add up to $18, and find X, plug it in, got all the different parts. So you have a different cake for each person because they see it. They have their glasses on. They see the cake differently, huh? They value it like the sub sandwich, like any of the problems we've been doing in the Fair Division chapter. Makes sense on that? All right. So those are a little tricky. You can see why this gets people on the exam, right? This is one of the hardest chapters on the exam. It tricks people. You got to be good with those X's and understand what it is they're saying. All right. Okay, so there we go. All right, so another one of these break them up problems where you divide things up. Let's try another one of these like we did end of yesterday. So this is all we got left in Chapter 3, and we're done with Chapter 3. But this tricks people, and there's no need for it. If we practice a couple times, you can get this down. So, okay, so there we have a whole bunch of, things, pieces of candy or whatever. And four kids, A, B, C, and D, are laying out their markers. It's the method of markers. That's what it's called. Method of markers. All right, so let me remind you what it means. Like, let's look at person A. Where's A? A put a marker here, A1. A put a marker here, A2. A put a marker here, A3. What is A saying by putting those 3 markers in? A is saying, that breaks the candy row into 4 chunks. 3 breaks, 4 chunks, right? You with me? I need to talk more about it. If I take this pin and I break it once, it's 2 pieces. If I break it twice, it's 3 pieces, right? So if you break 3 times, you have 4 sections, don't you? So when A puts their markers in, they're saying they believe candies 1 through 6 are just as good as 7 and 8, are just as good as getting 9 through 12, is equally good with getting 13, 14, 15. That's what A is saying. You don't have to do that or do anything with it. I just want to make sure you're first off understanding what it is they're even saying up there. By putting their markers there, that's what they're actually saying about how they value things, right? Every child, A, B, C, and D, is asked to break the candy into 4 what they think of as even sections, right? So child A would be happy if they got candies 1 through 6, just as happy if they only got 7 and 8. 7 and 8 must be bigger or more tasty to them because they're willing to just only have 2 of them, and that's equal value to them. and 9 through 12, and 13, 14, 15. Those are 4 sections. So that's just child A. Child B feels differently, C feels differently, and D feels differently. Okay, so with all that said, let's do the method. So what's the method? I wrote it out for you last time, the method of markers. Let me say it one more time. So what you do, number 1, you take the first marker on the left and circle left. So take the first marker on the left and circle left. What am I talking about? So what's the first marker on the left? Starting over here from the left? The D. And you circle left. So there we go. Does that make sense so far? So that means, so that's the candy that D is going to get, because that's D's marker, huh? So that's it. D's done. D's out of the game. D got candies 1 and 2, which is fine by D. D said 1 and 2 was a fair share. Or D wouldn't have put a marker here. D put a marker right here saying, I think if you give me 1, 2, I think that's a fair share. So we just give D 1, 2. D's happy. What do you do next? Anybody remember? Take the first number 2 marker on the left, right? So really on this first point, I should have said take the first number 1 marker. So the first step, take the first number 1 marker on the left and circle left. Number 2, take the first number 2 marker on the left and circle left only. Here's the part that fools people. Only, I don't have room to write that here. Circle left only to the same letter, to that letter's, well, how to say, to the other, how about this? I don't know how to say it. To the other, to that letter's other marker. I just don't want to write all those words. All right. Circle left to that letter's other marker. To that letter's other marker. Thank you. Thank you. To that letter's other marker. So just circle left. So, all right. So what's the first number 2 marker on the left? Yeah, good job, good job. We don't count the D2, huh? Technically, it's D2. D is now out. I should have said that more clearly. Yeah, good job, but you knew it. You noticed it. Yeah, D's out of the game now, right? D's already got his candy. He's out of the game. So remove his markers from the game. Yeah, so other than D, what's the first number 2 marker? You know what I mean, right? This is a B1 marker. This is an A1 marker. This is a C1 marker. There it is. It's the A2 marker. That's A's second marker. Why is it A's second? Well, because here's A's first, and here's A's second. Makes sense? Just means the second marker that A put in place. So that's the first number 2 marker on the left, isn't it? Everybody tracking with me? It's the first number 2 marker. Okay. And where do you circle? You go left. Well, how far left? The mistake people make is they go all the way. They go all that. I just got to go back. No. That's the crucial mistake. Well, where do you stop? To that letter's other marker. What letter? Who am I doing right now? A, right? I'm doing A. So only go to A's other marker, which is right here. There's A's other marker. That's it. What about all those candies, 3, 4, 5, 6? They're going to be leftovers, extras. Does that make sense what happened there? I just went from A to A. Because that's a section marked out by A. They only get the sections they've marked out, not extras. Right? A put markers there saying that 7 and 8 was valuable candy. Was a section of valuable candy. That makes sense? And then you just keep going. So number 3, take the first number 3 marker, circle left, you know, same kind of thing. All right. Can you do that? Go ahead and do the next step. Take the first number 3 marker and circle left. But remember, A's out of the game now. This is A's candy right here. A and D have received their candy. They're out of the game. They've been given their fair shares. And so we don't think about their markers anymore. Their markers are removed from the game. Right? So remove A's markers, remove A's markers. So with A and D removed, what's the first number 3 marker? Which letter is first number 3 marker on the left? Yeah, B, huh? B3 right here? Because A3's out and D3's out. Right? A and D are out of the game. They've been given their candy already. A and D are out, so I don't count them. They're out. So the first number 3 marker that's left standing is the B3. So we circle B3, B3, like that. And we only go back to B, right? I don't go all the way. That's the other mistake people make. They go all the way back. I only stop at B. It's only B to B. It's only a section marked out by B, right? From B marker to, you always give them from sections they have marked out, not beyond that. Is that making sense? We good there? And finally, number 4, take last mark, take the last, well, I should say, last letter, circle right. So you don't circle right until the last letter. Who's last letter? We've got A, A's got their candy, B's got their candy, D's got their candy. Who's left? C. Circle C and circle right. So C just gets candy number 15. 14's a leftover. 9's a leftover. 3, 4, 5, 6 are leftovers. Why does C only get 15? Because that's what C marked. C put their marker right there saying this section, which is only one candy, they must love that candy, whatever it is, that's a equal, valuable, fair section. Or C wouldn't have put a marker there. C could have put them wherever he or she wanted. So everybody, notice everybody gets what they marked out as a fair share. And we have extras. Isn't that interesting? This will always work to give everybody something they marked out as a fair share. And yet we have a bunch of extras too. And we're done. So that's the process. And now, notice I do all that before I even look at the questions. I just do the whole thing first. And then, don't try to answer the questions until you've done the whole thing. So once you've done all that, now we can go down and look at the questions. If I can get this situated right. Yeah, so, or actually, let's just go back to anything I can answer on doing that process? It always seems easy, and everybody messes it up. Not everybody, but like half the people mess it up. So, okay, so there it is. So they got the markers in there for you. And, just go ahead and distribute the candies. All the questions are easy once you've done the distribution. So give that a try. This right here, this is just a comma. That's just C, comma, D is all that is. This is just A, comma, D. As you get going on this, do you notice there's something different about how they're listing it? Notice they don't have any numbers. Right? Remember how we had like A1, A2, A3, B1, B2, B3? You don't have to put the numbers on there. You could do it without the numbers, but it's pretty hard. I would suggest putting the numbers on there. Now, how do you put the numbers on there? Just start with one letter at a time and go 1, 2, 3. Do you guys know what I mean? So let me start with A, for example. Starting with A, this must be A's first marker, A's second marker, A's third marker. Oops, kind of a scribbly 3 there. Still scribbly. Anyway, good enough. Right, see what I did? I just did A1, 2, 3. You don't have to do this, but I think it would help you. And then do B. Do B1, B2, B3. And then do C. C1, C2, C3. And then finally D. D1, D2, D3. There we go. So go ahead, I'll let you write that. Probably you're still was working on getting that on your paper. So put that on your paper. I'll give you a minute here. But I think those numbers will help you. All right, so what are the rules? So number one, take the first number one marker and go left. We always go left until we always go left until the last step we go right, huh? It's left, 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 last step right. Okay. So the first number one. So starting on the left, what's the first number one marker? Well, it's this A. Right there. You go straight up and left. Boom. That's it. That's all A gets. It's just candy number one. Because they put a marker there. They were saying they think that section's valuable. Then, now A's out, right? So just, okay, A and A. Cross off A so it doesn't confuse you. A has got their candy. They're out of the problem. Good so far? And then take the first number two marker, on the left. When I say first, I mean from the left. And again, go left. But go left to the same letter. Right? Everybody know about that part? So you go left to the same letter. So, all right, so starting on the left again, starting over here, the first number two marker. This is an A1, C1, D1, B1. Those are one markers. They're not two markers. So we don't take any of those. We're taking the first number two marker. Does that make sense? So the first number two marker is that D2. Everybody seeing that? So the first number two marker is that D2. That's the first number two. Again, the letters don't matter. A, B, C, D. All we're focused on is the number of the marker right now. So we're looking for the first two marker, right? A2 would have been the first two marker, but he's out. So it's D2. And what do? You go straight up and then left. Start heading left. How far left? All the way? No. We're talking D, right? So you only go to the other D, which is right there. See how C and D are right there? So that's D's section of candy. The 2 is going to be leftover, huh? But 3 through 7 is for child D. So everybody see how I did that? I took the first number 2 marker and went left to the same letter, to the other D. D to D. We're always going D to D, B to B, A to A, C to C, whatever. We're always just giving them their marked out sections. Then take the first number 3 marker on the left and go left to the same letter. So, all right, so now D's out. It's good to cross off D because D's got their candy. So cross off D, D's out, D's out, D's out. All right, so now grab the first number 3 marker. Which one's the first number 3 marker? Yeah, right here, C3. Right, that's the first number 3 marker on the left. Comes before B3. What do? Straight up and go left until what? C to C. There it is. C to C. Everybody good with that? And last letter, go right. So you go right on the last letter. What's the last letter? B, go right, boom. It's just the 16, huh? The 15 is going to be left over. That's B. This was C. And then their questions are easy now. They'll ask you, whatever, and we can answer them easy. Is that good? Questions on that? Making sense? How to do that? All's well? All right. So, then there's one other. I'm probably not going to give you anything quite this tricky on the test here. Jessica, Queenie, and Sophie are dividing a set of 15 CDs. 6 country, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. CDs are lined up, da-da-da-da-da. All right. So, what they're doing is they're taking, so we're doing the method of, markers again. Last one on the method markers. They're putting out these they're just laying out CDs in a big line, like candy, but it's CDs, right? And O stands for opera. So this is an opera CD coming first. C stands for country, R stands for rock. Okay. So, and then, people are going to put their markers at different places, right? Well, they're going to make us think through the markers. You're going to have to really put on other people's glasses. Let's see. Describe the placement of each player's markers. Use J1 and J2 for Jessica's markers. Q1, Q2 for Queenie, etc. Choose the correct answer below. Now, how do we know where they're going to put their markers? Well, according to their value system. How does Jessica feel? Let's do Jessica first. She loves country, but hates rock and opera. Jessica loves country, but hates rock and opera. Now, how many girls involved in this? 3. So we're going to break it into 3 sections, right? We're going to take all these CDs, and we're going to break them into 3 sections, and each girl's going to get 1 section of CDs, right? We're dividing up the collection of CDs among the 3 girls. So, let's do Jessica first. Jessica is going to put 2 markers down where she thinks things are fair. How will Jessica do that? Anybody have any thoughts? Look how Jessica feels here. Jessica loves country, hates rock and opera. It's like the veggie sandwich thing we did, was it yesterday? Rock and opera are garbage to Jessica. She hates them. She's going to throw them away in the trash when she gets home. So all that Jessica cares about is country. So as you look at this collection of CDs, Jessica's looking at that one, that one, that one, that one, that one, that one, and that's all she cares about. The rest of the stuff is garbage to Jessica, right? That's not what it says there? We have on her glasses there. She loves country, can't stand the other 2. So Jessica just looks up there and says, all right, how many countries are there total? 6 countries, 6 C's. So, and we're going to divide by 3 people. So that's 2 countries per section. So I'm coming up with that. Jessica's going to think, look, there's 6 countries, there's 3 of us. We should each get 2 countries. Because that's all that matters. The rest of that stuff is garbage. That's how Jessica feels. If you get 2 countries, you got a fair share. I don't care what other stuff you got. If you got 2 countries, you got a fair share. That's how Jessica feels, right? So, where will Jessica put her markers? Right there and right there. See that? That will divide up the whole thing into 2 countries, 2 countries, 2 countries. 1. See that? So I came up with that? See how that'll break it into 2 countries, 2 countries, 2 countries? So that's where Jessica will. That'll be Jessica marker number 1, Jessica marker number 2. That's what she'll do. She'll be happy with any of those 3 sections, even the middle section that only has 2 countries because it's got 2 countries. That's all she cares about. The right section has 2 countries, 2 operas. She'll throw away the operas and keep the 2 countries. The left section has 2 countries and a bunch of other stuff, which she'll throw in the trash and keep the 2 countries. Right? So to Jessica, those are 3 equal valued sections, aren't they? See how we put on her glasses and thought like she thought? Next, let's do Queenie. Queenie. So how does Queenie feel? Queenie loves rock and country equally well, but hates opera. Can you do Queenie? She loves opera. No, rock and country, hates opera. Rock and country equally well. So Queenie loves rock and country. Rock and country. So basically, how many rock and countries are there? Let's go circle them. How many rock and countries are there? Country, rock, country. What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9? Wait, did I get that right? So, yeah. Yeah, 9. 9 rock and countries, right? So divide by 3 people. 3 RCs per section, right? So Queenie will put her marks so that each section has 3 rocker countries. Am I losing you? Is this making sense? Remember, they're all trying to break the value of the stuff into 3 equal sections, aren't they? They're going to put their markers, just like the kids with the candy, they're going to put their markers where they feel the sections have equal value, right? So, where is Queenie going to do that? Well, I should have left those underlined. I should not have erased those. Those were helpful. All right, so just count from the left till you have 3 country rock. 1, 2, 3, right there. See how that leaves 3 rock country in the left section? And then 3 more right here. And that leaves 3 in the right. Maybe it'll help you if I take out the red for a minute. If I take out the red, can you see it better now? Do you see how that leaves 3 rock country in each section? See? I'm erasing. 1, 2, 3 rock country in the left section. 1, 2, 3 rock country in the middle section. 1, 2, 3 rock country in the right section, huh? So that would be where Queenie, that'd be Queenie mark number 1 and Queenie marker number 2, huh? That's where she'd put her markers. Because that would be equal sections to her. Good? And lastly is Sophie. How does Sophie feel? Sophie loves rock and opera equally well, hates country. Sophie loves rock and opera. R and O. How many R and O's are up there? Do the same thing. Just count them up, divide by 3. So let's see how many R and O's. In fact, I'm going to get rid of Queenie's marks now. Let's look at R and O's. O, R, O, 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 R, R, O, O. How many go? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Same thing. 9 divided by 3 equals 3 per section. So 3 per section. So 1, 2, 3, put a line. 1, 2, 3, put a line. 1, 2, 3. There it is. There's the 2 Sophie marker number 1. I'll put down here. Sophie marker number 1, Sophie marker number 2. That's where Sophie will do them because that leaves 3 O and R's in each section. Good? That makes sense? That's why this is the right answer, because that's where the markers go. Questions? Good? Kind of a tricky one. And then I think the rest is